Hi everybody, this is Traci Cornelius, transformation coach and intuitive reader. Now, I really am coming to you live today and probably in quite an animated video really, because I've had yet another conversation with someone where I feel exasperated and frustrated because people are really suffering. They're in so much pain and they're unable to live their day-to-day life in the way that they really want to be able to do. They're unable to experience things in life that they've always wanted to experience, and it's got to stop because we genuinely have tools and techniques to be able to stop those painful experiences happening again and again and again. And I really just want to give you some examples of conversations I've just even had in the last couple of weeks, and I've written them down. So I'm obviously not going to divulge people's names. You know that the information that you give to me is always sacred. But I've spoken to a female aged 42, really wanting to have that loving, longer term relationship. And at the core of this, they're really beginning to feel that it just happens to everybody else except them. And when we've gone into this, some of the underlying factors that are within this is that they feel undeserving, that they're not worthy, that, yeah, it happens to everyone else, but it's not going to happen for me. Their core belief patterns have been programmed because once they've been growing up, they've been told by their parents that, you have your career first and then marriage comes afterwards. Go and have life experiences. Marriage comes when you're much older. Go and do all these type of things. And that has meant that in this programming, they believe it's not yet, not yet, not yet. Now, this is not an isolated case. I want to give you another example. So I've spoken to another lady this week, age 37. She runs an accounting business and really got very sporadic success when it comes to finances. So money comes in and then it kind of flows straight back out again. Now, at the core of all the issues, once I've been speaking to that person, we've got so much self-doubt of like, well, am I doing the right thing? Is this for me? Are they going to find out that I'm a fraud? I've done all of these qualifications. This is how it works. I've done all of these qualifications, got all these certifications. I know I can do what I do, but at the root of this, I'm still thinking that when I'm sat opposite a client, that they're going to be thinking at any moment in time that maybe they should be going to the competition. That is deep-rooted self-doubt, and it's got to stop because I know that it can, and I also know how much that is stopping people from being able to move forward and have the smooth kind of lifestyle, the constant fluid part of money, if you like, of having consistent clients coming in, for example. I only want to give you another example. I spoke to a married couple last week. They've been trying to sell their house. It's been on the market for 18 months. They have literally gone to completion stage 3 times and then have it fall through at the last moment. And so in desperation, they kind of came to me and they were like, right, okay, what is going on? What is it that we are manifesting to stop this from happening each and every time? So I've worked with them and came across a lot of resistance. Now, resistance I'm going to be going through for you on the Mindset Monday. So this Monday at 10 o'clock. But their resistance was at 80%, which basically means that like consciously they're going, yes, want to sell the house. Subconsciously, though, they're not. Do you want to know why? Because they were just about to buy their dream house. The house that they've always wanted, the one that they have been working their lifetime to achieve, and subconsciously it's getting in the way. And that's why I'm so passionate about today, and I'm really animated because I know that we can stop these self-sabotaging behaviors that are happening again and again. And I want to just explain a little bit more. The programming that we have is not programming that we chose. It's programming that we have had as experiences, that we've been a witness to, that we've often picked up from parents, grandparents, step-parents, whoever has been bringing us up from the time that we were really little. Now, this is not an excuse to go into parent bashing because that's not what this is about. Whether you had great parents or whether you had very challenging parents, irrespective of whatever your experience was, Your parents were doing the best that they could at that time with the programming they had. Now, here's the rub. You don't have to be the programming that was installed in you. If you think about yourself as a computer, so the disk that you received from your parents or whoever was helping you to grow up, that's the programming. That's what was developed in you. And then, if you're like me, I had a malfunction, if you like, in my programming. That malfunction was called questioning. From the time that I was very little, I had a very difficult childhood. From the time that I was very little, I kept questioning, is that really the way that you treat people? Is this the way that life is meant to be? And maybe you too had that malfunction in your programming. But here's the thing. Even if you had that malfunction, even if you had that part of questioning of whether that's really true, it doesn't delete the programming that you've had. That is still there because that's been playing along in the background. That's what's then tucked away in that subconscious. So what we need to do is we can't delete it because you can't go back and change the experience that you've had. You've had that experience. What we can do, though, is that we can rewrite it so that you don't have to be the programming. The most amazing thing that we have in our time is we have learned so much about human behavior, about mindset, about experiences in life, about law of attraction, about law of influences, or law of intention. All of these things. We've got access to that knowledge more so now and more easily than any other generation that happened before us. And that's why I say there is no blame to the people that have helped us with their programming. In fact, we very much need to go to acceptance and forgiveness for that. But the reason why I say this wants to stop and that this needs to stop is because you don't have to live your life or have it lived for you because of this programming. I've spoken to so many people where these factors have really been getting in the way, and I really want to be able to help stop that. Now, here's where I get to it. I am so riled up about this because I know that the information that I share with you, the tools and techniques can help stop that. As easy as being able to change this so that you're not waking up the same person tomorrow. And that's what my 6 weeks to fire your inner critic and hire your inner coach is all about. So here's what I'm going to do. And that's why you will see that there is a timer on the live today. So at 8 o'clock this evening, so in 6 hours, 17 minutes, and you can see the amount of seconds, I'm going to be coming back to you here live tonight. So that is 8 o'clock this evening. I'm going to come back to you live and I will go with you and help to eradicate some of the self-limiting behaviors that you've got that I cover in my course. I will teach you some of those techniques. I will help you to have some breakthroughs and transformations tonight. I'm then going to continue that. I'm not just going to do this once. I'm going to continue this, and I will also come to you live tomorrow at midday, so 12 o'clock, and then again on Friday at 8 o'clock. I will share with you a number of bits of information as well as some testimonials from my 6 weeks to fire your inner critic and hire your inner coach course. However, you will be getting that information, those tools. I will specifically go through issues with you and show you where they are coming from to help reset that and reprogram that so that that doesn't have to be your story going through. Now, how do you know if you have any of these issues that I've spoken about today? That's really simple. Take a look at your life now. Is there any aspect of your life at this moment in time that is not the way that you want it to be? You have a block. It's as simple as that. It really is that self-sabotaging subconscious part that's getting in the way of you being able to do that. And tonight you can have the transformation to remove that so that you don't have to have that going forward. It makes no difference what category that happens to be or subject, whether that's relationships, whether that's finances, whether that's self-love, whether it's self-criticism, that inner critic that's constantly going at you, telling you that you're too stupid, that you're too fat, that you're too ugly, that you're not good enough, that you can't do that, that it's okay for other people. No matter what that happens to be, I will help you starting at 8 o'clock this evening. So my challenge for you is I would love for you to share this as much as you possibly can. It's a free part for this evening, and I will help whoever comes through. But to be able to help more people, I need to be able to get this message out. Now, I know how much this helps people, even in the most extreme circumstances. And I'm going to give you another example. I had another lady that has managed to release herself from a very toxic and violent relationship. There was so much hatred, anger, but also lack of self-worth, lack of self-belief and everything else within that. She's also midway through that 6 weeks to Fire Your Inner Critic and Hire Your Inner Coach course. And the response that I got back from her this week was, for the first time in I cannot remember how many years, I woke up with the feeling that I could do this, that I could get through the day. There was no self-criticism when I looked in the mirror. That in itself is priceless when you're going through that. As another example, and I use this one quite a lot because it's so profound, you will see if you're part of my newsletter that I helped a lady called Liz, who had come from, again, a very damaging partnership where her ex-partner tried to strangle her. Her anxiety was so high because he was still using psychological warfare against her. He would follow her, he would damage and harass her by her car, her shop, her home, even though there was a warrant out for his arrest. In 4 weeks, we took her from being so incredibly anxious that constantly looking behind her shoulder at all times to being able to confront him in the street and actually call the police and say, I've just seen this person, I know there's still a warrant out for their arrest. That is huge. And I know that there are so many other stories that I'll be able to share with you again later on tonight at 8 o'clock. So like I said, please do share this with as many people so that I can help them from 8 o'clock this evening, also from 12 o'clock tomorrow, which is on Friday. So Good Friday, I'll be doing this at 12 o'clock and then following on at 8, so I can help as many people as possible. And that I will be able to achieve by you also sharing this as well. So thanks for joining me for today. Hopefully I will see you at 8 this evening. Take care. Bye.